Um, we spoke with Kyle Hamilton yesterday after practice, and he is a two-time Pro Bowl safety for the Ravens and a Notre Dame grad as well. Played under Marcus Freeman as his defensive coordinator. And I started out by asking Kyle Hamilton, which game does he feel more confident about, the Ravens against the Steelers or is Fighting Irish playing tonight against Penn State?
Taking one step at a time. So Notre Dame is tomorrow. So I'm worried about that Notre Dame game tomorrow. I got a few Penn State people talking a little trash, but I said they had a good season. It's kind of a cool story. They came this far, get the program started, but we got bigger things to do.
Okay, you have, I think, three teammates who went to Penn State. Are there any side bets on this game?
A ton of bragging rights because that's all anybody does is brag about their college. But come Friday morning, I'm going to be really loud.
Marcus Freeman looks like he could still play, Kyle.
I think he's only about 35, something like that.
Is he? But
I might have been making that up, but around there, I think.
He was pretty. Was he? He was what, defensive coordinator when you were there?
Yeah, he was my DC. He was. It was cool to have a DC that was closer in age to us than our head coach, and can kind of relate, been in it, and can relay the messages very well to us.
Do you get to tackle Lamar Jackson or Derrick Henry?
No, I mean, I wish I could. Lamar more so than Derek, but
Wait, you don't want to tackle Derrick Henry.
yeah, no, that's when tasked to do so, you got to do what you got to do. But I'm glad he's on the Ravens.
Okay, but that's where you make a business decision. If he was playing on the Titans, have you made business decisions when you're tackling somebody?
No, I feel like you can't really do that because if you try to do that, then you're just gonna get embarrassed.
Well, you can't admit it, but in your mind, it's like, God, this is going to hurt.
Yeah, but most of the time you get up, next play, and then you forget about it.
But trying to corral Lamar, I mean, how tough is that? And he's your teammate.
Yeah, obviously I can't speak from experience other than fall camp, but even then, when he's going 50% Lamar, it's still tough to stop him. And you see it every single game day. It's just like, I know the defense has to be frustrated being out there, and you feel like you got the perfect play dialed up, and you do, and then you get to him, and he squirms out and runs for 50 yards or throws a 60-yard touchdown. It's got to be demoralizing.
Okay, if we ran a 40-yard dash, who's winning on the team?
Out of everybody?
Yeah.
Definitely not me. As I showcased at the combine.
What was your time at the combine?
4.59.
All right.
Yeah, it's
but you're tall, you're rangy, you make up for it.
Yeah, the teams didn't care. They thought I was slow, but
Wait, did they call you slow?
Yeah, some of them did, but it worked out, and I'm right where I need to be at.
You're speed challenged, is what you are, Kyle. You're not slow. You're just speed challenged, and your 40 was faster than Jerry Rice's.
Oh, I can. All right, that's something to stand on.
Yeah.
I can say that when somebody tries to make fun of me. But 40-yard dash winner on the team, probably Keaton. No, Nate Wiggins. Nate Wiggins and Keaton Mitchell would be a good race.
Where's Lamar in this if we did a 40 or a 100-yard?
I don't think anybody's ever really seen Lamar run full speed. I know that when he does, he's super fast. So I'd say Lamar runs around high 4.3.
He's Kyle Hamilton, the Ravens safety, two-time Pro Bowler and former Notre Dame Fighting Irishman. The difference between playoff practice and a regular season practice is what?
Honestly, not much. At least for us, we try to take that mindset in every single week so we don't get to the playoffs and then change what we're doing. It's something that I think the Ravens have done a great job of. Coach Harbaugh, everybody in the facility, and everybody on the staff is just, we're kind of built for this at this point, and it's just business as usual. So go out on Saturday and do what we need to do.
Are you preparing for both quarterbacks?
Yeah. I think that's kind of something that you got to prepare for because they deploy Justin Fields when, QB-driven run stuff, and obviously he's still a quarterback, can still throw the ball. So, you never know how the game's going to go. So you got to be prepared for everything.
Best wide receiver you faced this season was who?
That's a good question. CD's pretty good. I'm forgetting somebody. I will always say it wasn't this season, but last season, Puka Nacua is probably one of the more underrated people in the league. Just playing against him, he's physical, he's tough, makes great catches, runs good routes, and not a lot of people give him credit for what he does, and that's one person that really stuck out to me last year.
But Kyle, I watch him play, and I'm like, okay, how did everybody miss on Puka Nacua being a great wide receiver, even a good wide receiver in the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, I think he had somewhat of a subpar combine or something coming out, maybe measurables, but I think people get stuck in the numbers a little too much and forget that, you got to play football at the end of the day. He's definitely a good football player.
Jim Harbaugh is quirky, weird. Is John Harbaugh quirky, weird?
Honestly, I don't think so. I think he was probably the cooler brother growing up. Even though Jim was the NFL quarterback, John was still the older brother. And nah, I feel like he kind of has those older brother qualities, and Jim has those younger brother qualities.
Does John say goofy things, though?
Yeah, he does. Goofy, borderline corny. He tries, and we appreciate him trying to have a little satirical side to him. But sometimes it's kind of a hit or miss with him.
Well, congrats so far. Good luck against the Steelers, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Dan. I appreciate it.
That's Kyle Hamilton, the Ravens safety. Talked to him yesterday after practice. He's listed, I think, at 6'4". And Paulie goes, who is the tallest defensive back in NFL history? Now, the first person that came to mind was Mel Blount, who I think was 6'5", playing for the Steelers.
Listed at 6'4". Kyle Hamilton also listed as 6'4".